This is another substitution question. So Ryan, what are we watching out for?
You gotta make it the same as the initial rules.
Same as the original rules, so the wrong answers will be what?
Either too constrictive or way too loose.
Yes, too constrictive or too loose, too strong, too weak, whatever. What are we getting rid of? We're getting rid of F is earlier than O, and O is earlier than K and R. So F is earlier than O, and O is earlier. Well, that's a lot. Okay, so all of this is gone. Sound good? Okay, so that's out. We need something to recreate that. T. I'm sorry, A. T is discussed third. What do you think? I'm just stopping right there. What's wrong with that?
We already said that. Oh, wait.
T is discussed third.
It's not in the thing that we just took away.
Well, we know that T could do a lot of
Well,
other things.
okay, you can think about it that way. You can say, hey, it's not in this that we just took away. But I'm just thinking back to the original rules. Could T have been somewhere else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is going too far by constraining the diagram more than what it was originally. The reason I'm focusing on the original diagram is because these questions come last. Usually at this point we're somewhat familiar with it. So it's easier to sort of test against the original. LJ.
Since they took out, since they changed the constraining about it, won't it affect the whole diagram? Like, since they changed some constraints.
They're not changing anything here. They're taking some rules away and asking us to put back new rules that will recreate the exact same scenarios as before. So if T could go somewhere else, if T could go second before, and it could, then this replacement rule is not good. It's too strong. It's not replacing it perfectly. Okay, answer choice B. T is discussed earlier than F. What is this, John?
I don't know. I'm gonna pass it to Elon.
What?
Okay, so what's the test?
This is the LSAT.
That he nailed that.
Yeah,
You gotta give it to
that's a
him.
good 5 points right there. So it's just gonna go up every minute here. John, are you concerned about this question?
I didn't I skipped this game.
Okay,
So
you have a lot of notes there.
yeah, well, I went back and did it, but I didn't do this question.
Ah, okay.
And then I zoned
Do you
out
want to do
for a
it? Do you want to do it now for a half second?
Yeah, sure.
So what is for the wrong answers are going to be what?
Too strong or too weak.
Too strong or too weak.
Right.
So when answer choice B says T is discussed earlier than F, is that too strong or too weak, or is this legit?
That seems a little too strong
Why?
because in the previous rule, that did not need to be the case.
That did not need to be the case. T could have been discussed earlier than F, but it didn't have to be. F could have been earlier than T.
Right.
So this is going too far. Okay, cool. Thank you for offering your services, Elon. But John figured it out. Yes?
Wait, can you repeat why it goes too far?
Well, because under the old rules, F could have come before T or after T. So by saying T is discussed earlier than F, I'm not even going to go any further with this answer choice. I'm just going to stop right there and say, that didn't have to be true. So this is forcing something to happen that didn't have to happen before. Here's another thing. You can just ask yourself this. Does T have to be earlier than F? No.
So I don't know if you've already said this, but basically when you're replacing rules,
Mm-hmm.
they can't interfere with any other rule, even if
can't
you get to the
interfere-
same outcome.
They have to get to the exact same outcome as before.
Okay.
So if you think about games, when you have 6 slots, there are 6 factorial possibilities. I don't know what that number is. I think it's
240.
240, says the voice in the room. I was going to say 120, but whatever. It's a lot of possibilities. But as you add rules, what happens? They dramatically drop, right? But they don't drop to 0 or 1. Well, 0 would be ridiculous. But they don't drop to 1. I guess 0 is possible if you had 2 conflicting rules and it was never possible to achieve them, right? But 1 would be a silly game because then there would be no questions, right? You just fill out the diagram and it's all done. So most games get it down to like 10 to 15 scenarios, maybe 20, right? But we're not going to create 20 worlds. So sometimes it gets it down to like 3 or 4, and that's when you create worlds. But the point is that we have to get rid of some rules which are going to open up the number of possibilities, and then we're adding back in rules that are going to create the exact same number of possibilities and the exact same possibilities. So if you can think of one counterexample, one scenario that's different from the rule that they're giving you now, it's wrong. Yes?
Is this also called the Goldilocks
The
principle?
Goldilocks principle. I've never used the word principle with it, but I like that, John.
Where did you pick that up? Just like,
Oh, I said it before.
videos.
Okay. Yeah, it's Goldilocks. It's perfect. It can't be too hot or too cold.
Oh,
Okay.
very good.
C. K and R among the last 3 books discussed. What do you guys think? Ryan, you're shaking your head. How come?
K and R have to be among the last 2 books.
Yes. So this is not creating any problems. It's not violating any formal rules, right? But it sure doesn't sound like it's strong enough. Now, maybe the rest of it fixes that. But it says an F is among the first 3. What did this not fix?
Getting O into the 4th spot.
O into 4th. Right. If they had said something like,
It would have forced, like it would all work.
yeah.
So if they had substituted F is among the first 3 books for O is the 4th book in this rule, would that work?
Well, if they had said K and R among the last 3, and then they had just said O is 4th, this would be correct. Because then you'd say, oh, now that means K and R have to be the last 2, and now F has to be among the first 3, and N and T are still going to be in that order, so F would be a floater among the first 3. That would have been the correct answer.
And so, yeah, so the problem here is the first half, not the second half.
The problem here is, well, no, because both halves are correct, but neither one goes far enough. So you could look at it as the first half is messed up or the second half is messed up.
But how is F being among the first 3 not far enough for the first 3 things? Say
Well-
we already have N before T before O.
Because if you just looked at that by itself too, it wouldn't be far enough. Right? Like they're
Yeah.
both not far enough.
Okay.
But yeah, I could see the front part being a little more problematic because it left open the KR thing, but even if you just had the last part, it wouldn't be enough.
Okay.
Okay, D. K and R are discussed in consecutive weeks, not necessarily in that order, and O is discussed 4th. Okay, O is 4th. K and R are consecutive. Why does that force them into the last 2? Why not come before O?
Because N has to come to
N and T.
Because that one threw me out. That's why I didn't pick that one.
That's why when I had the drawing of the O inside of that circle, I took the O out of the circle and
Look,
put
if
that up more.
if O is 4th and N and T are before O, then K and R can't be consecutive and before O as well because there's only 3 spots.
Oh, you
before
know
O.
what I did? Wait, hold on. What did the rule? It says F is discussed earlier than O, and O is discussed earlier than K and R. Oosh. I messed up this drawing right here. This really.
Well, you left in your dash, so you're kind of okay. Your dash.
Yeah, I didn't get rid of the dash.
Save that.
Yeah. Technically, I probably should have done something like this, because this is really what we're getting rid of. Like,
Yeah.
that's what's all gone.
Yeah.
But the NOT remains. I was
Right.
thinking the NT was free. Yeah, no, that's a problem. Okay, so since N and T have to come before O, there's no way you could fit a block right here. Yeah.
Are-
Okay, so the block has to go in the back, and now everything's good. E, K and R are discussed in consecutive weeks, not necessarily in that order, and F is discussed 3rd. What's the problem? F does not have to be 3rd. This is too strong. The porridge is too hot. Marcus.
So like, would tips be like if the answer like constrains the rules too much, like where it's too strong or if it's too weak, where like there's like more floaters, more options, you just
That's it. That is the tip. Nice summary, Marcus. Yeah. Okay, any other questions on this question? Okay.